The checkered flag drops. Yuki Tanaka crosses the finish line first. Moments later, a live television broadcast zooms in on her victory. The announcer drops a bombshell. She's the racer the Women's Racing League ignored 3 years ago.
How do they know about that? That was supposed to be buried.
The broadcast cuts to a split screen. On the other side, WRL star Mika Ando watches from an interview studio, a slow smile spreading.
So the league's reject finally made it. How cute. They're using my past to make me look small, even now.
The crowd murmurs. Cameras flash. Social media ignites with the revelation.
This will be fun. Let's see how long she lasts now.
Yuki Tanaka's victory is already being rewritten, not as a triumph, but as a scandal. And Mika is ready to pour fuel on the fire. 3 years earlier, Yuki Tanaka wasn't yet a headline. She was an ambitious racer with a single goal: join the Women's Racing League.
My lap times crush the regionals. They'll have no choice but to accept me.
She mailed her application with steady hands, certain the reply would be a yes. Weeks passed. Her inbox stayed empty. The phone never rang.
Maybe it's just bureaucracy. A league that big takes time.
Then a letter arrived, thinner than she expected. No official seal, just her name typed coldly. She unfolded it, her hands steady, despite the dread coiling in her stomach. We regret to inform you that your application has been denied. WRL admins.
Denied? No reason, no appeal, nothing. What did I do wrong?
She called the league office, but the line was blocked. The door to her dream had slammed shut. Now, in her cramped garage, Yuki still carries the scar of that rejection.
I had the stats. I should have been a lock. Why would they block me?
You are doing it again, obsessing. But honestly, I never bought the no reason line either.
Then you feel it too. There's a puzzle here, and I need to solve it.
Riko leans against the workbench, her mechanic's jumpsuit streaked with oil.
If the league blocked you on purpose, someone gave the order. Who stood to gain?
Director Sato. He's been at the top since forever. We start with him.
Yuki snaps open her laptop, pulling up old league event photos. One image freezes her.
That face in the background. I know him, but from where?
The first crack in the wall of silence had appeared. The hunt was on. Weeks later, Yuki's investigation simmered. She entered a minor league race to stay sharp. The track was wet, but she drove like a woman possessed. She crossed first again.
2 wins in a row. Let them ignore that.
The local sports blog called her a dark horse. WRL took notice.
She won a small-time race. A fluke. Real competition is in the WRL.
Mika's words spread like poison, but they only made Yuki more determined.
That nuisance again. We'll close the door for good.
Within days, WRL announced a rule change. Independent racers must pay a massive entry fee for sanctioned events.
They're trying to price me out. That's not racing. That's a fortress.
The obstacle was clear. Yuki's path was narrowing, and Sato's shadow loomed. The night before the qualifier, Yuki and Riko arrive at the garage. The hood is already open.
The wiring is cut clean. Not an accident. Someone did this.
Look, by the exit, a figure in a hood.
They sprint after the intruder, but the figure vaults a fence and vanishes into the alley. On the ground, a generic adjustable wrench. No prints, no label, just a weapon.
Whoever it was, they knew exactly what to break. This was a message.
They work through the dawn, splicing cables and recalibrating. The qualifier starts in 3 hours.
The engine is coughing, but it'll hold. You'll have to drive it like glass.
At the track, Yuki nurses the car through every turn. She crosses the line in 12th, barely inside the cutoff.
They nearly ended my career tonight. I won't forget this.
Days later, Yuki slumps at the workbench, scrolling through a fan archive of old racing photos.
You've been at it for hours. What are you even looking for?
I don't know. Something that ties Sato to my past. A reason.
She clicks on a grainy image from a decade-old regional meet. 2 men stand beside a trophy.
That's my father. I'd recognize that smile anywhere. But the man next to him,
Young Sato, hand on trophy, grinning. They looked like old friends.
Rico, look, my father knew Sato. They were on the same team.
That's no coincidence. Maybe your father had a falling out with Sato.
If Sato held a grudge against my father, he transferred it to me. That's why I was blocked.
The photo trembled in her hand. For the first time, the rejection felt like a strike from the grave. A corporate sponsor event brings Yuki face to face with Sato, away from the press. She corners him near an empty balcony.
You knew my father. You blocked me because of him. Tell me why.
I don't know what fantasy you've invented. The League's decision was based on merit alone.
His eyes flickered. He's lying. There's something he's afraid I'll find.
Later, in the garage, Rico's laptop pings with an anonymous email. An encrypted attachment, blacklist entry, Yuki Tanaka, permanent denial per director Sato. Reason, family history of insubordination.
Insubordination. My father must have clashed with the League back then.
This isn't just about you. Sato's protecting his own legacy by burying your family's.
He turned my father's past into a weapon against me. This is a war now.
The rejection had a name, now. It was never about skill, it was about revenge. And Sato was just getting started. At the next pre-race press area, Mika Ando strides toward Yuki, her smile sharp as a blade.
2 wins, and you think you belong here? The WRL is a fortress, and you are not on the list.
She knows about the blacklist. That proves she's part of this.
Did you think a little talent could outrun Sato's grudge? Your father was a problem, and so are you.
You helped him block me. You convinced the committee I wasn't worth a chance.
Of course I did. You were a threat the moment you put pen to paper. I protect what's mine.
So, it wasn't just Sato. Mika was the knife in my back.
And now you are just a ghost. Keep racing in the minors. The big league will never open for you.
Yuki's fists clench, but she holds back. The crowd around them starts to notice the tension.
I'll make you regret that. I'll tear down your fortress from the outside.
2 days later, Yuki's phone buzzes. Her primary sponsor is pulling out, effective immediately.
The WRL got to them, didn't they? You are scared of Sato's reach.
That's the 3rd one this week. Without them, we can't even cover tire costs for the next race.
Rico spreads the torn contract on the bench. The numbers are brutal. They're weeks from collapse.
I have the memo. One leak could expose everything, but it would also brand me a traitor to the sport.
If you go public, the league will ban you forever. But if you stay silent, we're done anyway.
Yuki stares at the television in the corner, replaying Mika's smug interview from earlier. The clock ticks.
There has to be another way. I won't let them win like this.
She's going to do something reckless. I can see it in her eyes.
The torn contract lies on the floor. Yuki's silence was once a shield, now it's a cage.
Exposing them would make me know better. I'll beat them on the track.
She dials a known number. Within the hour, a live interview slot is secured.
Mika Ando, you say I'm a ghost, then haunt me, race me, one final time, winner takes all.
You think a challenge changes anything? Fine. I'll enjoy watching you crash.
The interview explodes. Hashtags trend. The underdog had thrown the gauntlet.
She's forcing our hand. This final race must not happen. Withdraw your challenge, or you'll never race again. I have the power to crush you.
Your threats don't scare me. I am not hiding anymore.
The date is set. The track waits. Yuki's car is barely holding together, but her spirit is unbreakable. The racing world holds its breath. 2 rivals, 1 final duel. The night before the race, Sato dials a number in a shadowed office.
A fuel mixture violation will do. Disqualify her before the green flag.
I recorded everything. Sato just sealed his own fate.
Rico uploads the audio to a sports integrity hotline, signing it with her own license number.
Rico, what did you just do? They'll trace it back to you.
My license is a small price for the truth. Now go race and win.
Hours later, officials arrive at Sato's office. The bribe is exposed, the disqualification voided. Rico is suspended indefinitely, but Yuki's name is cleared. she can race.
For Rico, I'll drive like never before. This is our victory.
The starting grid hums with engines. Yuki's car, patched but ready, rolls into position. Green flag drops. Engines scream. Yuki and Mika launch off the line, side by side into turn 1.
She's pushing me wide. Every inch is a fight.
You want the WRL. You'll have to crawl through me.
In the VIP box, Sato watches the monitor, his knuckles white. A sheen of sweat on his brow. Lap after lap, Mika blocks every overtaking line. Yuki's front bumper kisses Mika's rear at each braking zone. The crowd is split. Half roar for the champion, half chant for the outcast.
If she wins, everything falls. My legacy, the league, all of it.
Not yet. Rico didn't sacrifice for me to play safe. I need one mistake.
Half distance, Yuki's car shudders, the patched engine whining. She's driving on will alone. The final laps approach. Nothing decided. The last lap. Yuki spots a gap on the outside, a sliver of track Mika left open.
Now or never. If I lift, I lose. If I go, I might crash.
She floors it, tires skimming the edge of the track. Side by side, wheels nearly touching.
She's insane. There's no room on the outside. She'll crash us both.
Yuki clears Mika's nose by a hair. She rockets past, crossing the checkered line first.
I did it. Rico, this one's for you. We actually won.
Mika slams the barrier in Yuki's wake. Smoke and twisted metal. Her race ends in sparks.
She beat me on the outside. The racer I tried to bury.
Yuki's car coasts to a stop. The crowd's roar is deafening. She's done the impossible, but Victory Lane holds more than a trophy. The truth beneath the race hasn't yet surfaced as Yuki lifts the trophy. A journalist at the barrier stumbles back, her tablet flashing a breaking news alert. WRL director Sato bribed officials to disqualify Yuki Tanaka. Internal memo confirms blacklist. The grandstands erupt. Cheers turn to roars of fury. WRL banners are snatched down. In the VIP box, Sato's blood runs cold. The monitor shows his own leaked memo, his name circled in red.
The recording. Rico. It's all over.
2 league officials march into the box. Sato is taken into custody on live television, his empire crumbling in real time. The crowd turns on the WRL entirely. The league's name is chanted as a curse. At WRL headquarters, a notice is being taped to the door. Suspended pending investigation. Yuki stands frozen in Victory Lane, the trophy cold in her hands. The cheers now hold a different meaning. The racer the WRL ignored had not only beaten them, she had unmade them. The chaos subsides. Yuki walks past the flashing cameras, toward the garage where Mika's wrecked car sits under a tarp.
Mika,
Come to gloat. You won. The whole league is ashes. But I was so afraid you'd take everything, so I destroyed you first.
you were just another gear in Sato's machine. We both were. She's not my enemy anymore. Just someone who lost her own race a long time ago.
Why? Aren't you angry? I tried to break you.
Because I already beat you where it matters. On the track, clean. You are not my enemy. The system that made us rivals is gone.
Yuki turns and walks away, leaving Mika alone with the wreckage and her thoughts. For the first time, Mika didn't flinch at her reflection in the cracked wing mirror. Hours later, the podium stands under the dying sun. Yuki Tanaka steps onto the top step.
This trophy is not just mine. It belongs to everyone who believed when no one else did. To Rico, who sacrificed her license so I could race. You are the heart that kept this car beating.
The crowd, still raw from the scandal, leans in. A hush replaces the earlier roar.
The league tried to bury me with politics, but racing should be about passion, not power. We all start as dreamers. I was just the one who refused to stop dreaming.
The silence breaks. Cheers erupt, not for revenge, but for a sport reclaimed.
Father, I hope you can see this. We finally settled the score.
Across the track, Even the WRL staff lower their heads. The old order is gone. Yuki Tanaka sinks to her knees on the podium, the weight of years finally lifting. The garage is silent, lit only by a single bulb. Yuki sits on a crate, the trophy resting on the floor. The door creaks. Riko enters, 2 canned drinks in hand, her mechanic's jumpsuit still streaked with oil.
Thought you'd be out celebrating. Instead, I find you haunting our old engine.
Just wanted quiet. Too many cameras. Too many people asking what's next.
Riko pops open her can, settling onto the workbench. The silence between them is comfortable.
My license is gone, you know? But honestly, I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Because it was worth it.
Every second. We proved the system was rotten. You won clean. That's forever.
She's always believed. Even when I didn't believe in myself.
Yuki leans her head on Riko's shoulder, a tired smile breaking through. The garage, for once, feels like home. Weeks later, Yuki finds Riko in a sunlit garage across town, a fresh lease pinned to the wall.
You actually did it. Signed a lease?
My license is gone, but I can still turn wrenches, and you still need a crew.
Riko gestures at a whiteboard covered with team names, race dates, and a rough sketch of a new car.
She's been planning this while I was still processing everything. So we go independent. No WRL, no politics. Just us.
Just us. And whoever else believes speed matters more than secrets.
Riko pushes open the garage door completely, flooding the space with afternoon light.
Then let's build something they can't ignore.
The first real laugh in months echoed off the walls. The future was uncertain, but it was theirs. 2 years later, the racing world had transformed. Yuki Tanaka, once the rejected racer, now stood at the center. The WRL, under new oversight, reopened its doors, fair, transparent, reborn from the scandal. Yuki knelt beside a young girl in racing gear, gently adjusting her helmet.
Start by loving the track more than the trophy. The rest will follow.
She raced now not for revenge, but for the pure joy of speed. Her independent team, Tanaka Racing, became a haven for dreamers who believed in clean competition. Young girls taped her poster to bedroom walls, clutching toy cars with determined eyes. A whisper echoed on repeat. I'll be like her one day. It was no longer just a dream. And on the track, Yuki still chased victory, always with a smile. The racer, the WRL ignored, had become the heart of a sport reborn. The starting grid buzzes with tension. Yuki sits in her car, helmet sealed, the world outside reduced to a muffled hum. Through the visor, her eyes reflect the empty track ahead. There is no anger left, only purpose.
This is for everyone who was ever ignored.
Her gloved hands tighten on the wheel. The engine rumbles beneath her, a beast ready to wake. Up ahead, the starting lights cascade from red to green. The world holds its breath. Green. She launches. Tires bite. Her car surges forward, like it's been unchained. The roar of the engine drowns everything. For a moment, she is not just a racer. She is a symbol.
I carry their hopes with every lap. I am the answer to their silence.
She shifts gear, the world outside blurring into streaks of color. She is not chasing victory. She is chasing a promise. The track stretches ahead, a ribbon of fire and faith. The racer the WRL ignored is no longer just a rival. She is a reckoning. The race blurred into a distant memory. Now, in the quiet hush of dawn, the track lay empty and waiting. Then, a familiar roar shattered the silence. Yuki Tanaka's car sliced through the morning, a streak of pink against the soft pastel sky.
This track knows my story. It greeted my tears once. Now it carries my victory.
She didn't slow. She drove as if each lap could erase a wound, each mile a page turned, each corner a closed chapter. In the empty grandstands, no one cheered. The silence wasn't abandonment, it was reverence. The car vanished over a hill, swallowed by the rising sun, leaving only a fading echo. And then, a single line appeared on the screen, white text against the morning sky, a declaration no one could ignore. I am their biggest rival. Her promise kept, their silence broken. The dawn belonged to her now and always. In a quiet living room, the television glowed with a replay of Yuki Tanaka's historic victory speech. On screen, Yuki raised the trophy high, the crowd roaring behind her. A young girl sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by toy cars, her eyes locked on the screen. She reached into the clutter and picked up a small pink race car, her favorite. Her fingers tightened around it, knuckles pale with a determination no one had taught her. She breathed a promise into the quiet room, a vow only the walls would hear. One day she would be just like Yuki. She looked up at the screen, where Yuki's smile seemed to meet her gaze. Later, in a small garage much like Yuki's first, a pink toy car rested on a workbench beside a real racing helmet. The image faded to black, the faint echo of an engine carrying a new dream into the silence.